Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas was in southern Arizona this evening, meeting with Governor Katie Hobbs down by the border in Nogales. This after spending much of the day here in Tucson. And we're going to have more on that part coming up later on in our show.
But during his time at the Nogales port of entry tonight, he spoke about new efforts underway to stop the trafficking of a deadly drug that's finding its way into the hands of too many Arizonans. News 4 Tucson's Eric Fink is live in Nogales tonight with the details. Eric.
Sean, Monica, this was Governor Hobbs' third visit to the border since taking office in January. This time she was with Secretary Mayorkas, who spent part of his time unveiling a new federal program aimed at stopping the flow of fentanyl across this border.
Fentanyl, the drug of death.
Secretary of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas stood in front of the Mariposa port of entry Tuesday, a checkpoint that sees some 25,000 crossings a day, and stressed the need to combat the fentanyl crisis. Mayorkas says the Department of Homeland Security launched a new operation just last week to stop the flow of fentanyl and target smugglers.
Operation Blue Lotus stopped more than 900 pounds of fentanyl from entering the United States in its first week.
Fentanyl and other opioids have devastated Arizona communities. Governor Katie Hobbs says more than 1,700 Arizonans died from an opioid overdose last year.
Nearly all of these cases involve synthetic opioids like fentanyl. The only way out of this crisis is through partnership between state, local, tribal, and federal governments and stakeholders.
Border communities throughout the Southwest also bracing for a surge of migrants and asylum seekers, with the public health rule known as Title 42 expected to end in a few weeks. Title 42 was put in place at the start of COVID to turn back migrants and asylum seekers at the border. Over the last 3 years, Title 42 has kept more than 2 million migrants out of the U.S. Now, President Biden's Secretary Mayorkas and DHS getting ready for a border without the safeguard of Title 42.
The model is to build safe, legal, and orderly pathways and to deliver a consequence for those who do not avail themselves of the pathway. But ultimately, foundationally, we must have Congress pass legislation to fix what is a broken system.
And Title 42 is set to expire on May the 11th. Secretary Mayorkas has left southern Arizona, and he is on his way now to El Paso. Live tonight in Nogales, I'm Eric Fink, News 4 Tucson.